Louis C. the Mayor checking in. We're running a little bit behind schedule, but you can't rush perfection. Thank you, Aldo the Sniper, behind the scenes, and Tangela Edwards doing big things. Shout out to FloridaKeysInjury.com. If you need a lawyer, if you get in an accident, these are the people to call. Check out my man Mark Lyons. He can take care of you. If you get in an accident on a bicycle, on a car, on a moped, on a motorcycle, they're local, 302 Southern Street. They're definitely going to take care of you. Right about now in the building, boy, we're going to go gangster today. Joey Gandolfo, 1984 state champ. Welcome to the program, Big Joey. It's an honor to have you. How you doing, sir?
I'm good, sir. How are you?
Everything is wonderful. How you feeling? How's the family? How's everything? Because I know you're out there on the front lines with the you with the Navy Fire Department, right?
Correct. Everything's good.
Okay.
Family's healthy. Very fortunate to be working still, man.
Nice. Okay.
I'm very humble about that.
So, basically, Joy, what we're going to do is we're going to talk sports today. Now, in case y'all don't know, Louis C. the Mayor Entertainment has named Joey Gandolfo official sports director for the company, which means anything dealing with sports, which I already do anyway. There's just an official thing. I check in with my man Joey. That man eats, breathes, and sleeps sports. So whatever's going on with sports, best believe I tell you, this man Joey know what time it is. So thank you, Joey, for your service for kids and youth. You've been at it for a long time. I need you to project your voice out here so people can hear you loud and clear on what's going on. Shout out to Dr. Burrows at Advanced Urgent Care. We was over there today, and big donation to the SOS Foundation through a third party, so that was wonderful. They got offices in Key West, Marathon, and Key Largo. 73 positive cases, 10 in the hospital, 3 deaths so far. So that's basically the meats and potato, but we haven't had a positive here, and I think we're going on 4 days, knock on wood, so that's great. So we got to stick together. We're still in the movie, Joe. We call this a movie. We don't know when we come out. I call it, we over here in this camp, we're on Operation White House, and we're in a Category 6 unprecedented. And you from a fireman, you never seen anything nobody has, so it's crazy.
No, this is a new experience for everybody, and everybody just be safe, man. Take your precautions, and hopefully we'll be back to, well, as normal as we can be. It's going to be a while. It's going to be about a year before they get a vaccine or something for this thing.
Yes,
and that's when we can get back to semi-normal.
Yes, and there's a lot of negative stuff, with this, but there's also a lot of positive, and we just got to keep our heads up and keep trucking. That's the only way we know how to do it as Conch down here, and it's unfortunate for the whole world, and we're not exempt from the COVID-19. So we like everybody else just trying to figure out. Unfortunately, Joey, the Key West High School baseball season was canceled yesterday. Your thoughts on that, please, sir?
I feel for every kid. I know all of them, so it's really hits home for me. I can't imagine being a senior. That's really the guys that are bad. It's bad to lose a season any age, any grade, but for seniors, that's their last thing. And I know how special that is for your senior year to be a Conch, and all the other schools too. Also, I feel them, but there's something special about being a Key West Conch to me, obviously. And to lose your senior season, I feel for them kids, and I love them all, man, and good luck to them. Hopefully they got bigger and better things to accomplish in the future.
We bleed red, point blank, for the Conchs all day.
Red and gray, baby.
Yep, all day. So, Joey, let me tell some people out here, if you don't know this, man, you're going to find out today what it's all about. So can you please tell them your history with Key West and your sports background, just a little bit of recap. I know it's, it's hard to get it in the whole program, but just the basic where you started,
Sure.
in the little leagues and work you up the ranks all the way up to college.
Sure. I was fortunate enough to play in Key West back, baseball especially, when baseball was king. Still is king, but it was really special. Me growing up, played all through the youth leagues, had many good coaches. Probably Mr. John sticks out the most in my little league career. We had a special relationship, even though I only had him 1 year, and it grew and played high school sports, high school football, did the whole college thing, didn't make it as a professional baseball player. That was the plan, didn't work out, so I came home, became a fireman, Started coaching youth baseball in December 1988, thanks to Mario Palazon. That's the first shout out to Mr. Mario Palazon.
That's a character in there.
He got me
Was that
all
boy
the
that fast?
travel game back in the day. He was really fast.
Really?
Yeah, he ain't lying.
Okay, so we don't know his time. They have times back there to run the bases?
Yeah, it was really quick. I know 40 he was like 4.3, so I know he could roll. Yep.
Wow. Okay. So
that's a brief synopsis.
Yep. And then Joey, what college you go to, Bo?
Bruton Parker and then to FIU.
Okay. All right. Mm-hmm. So I know Joey. It was a pleasure meeting Joey when I came down here. Joey gave me a hard time when I was in school because I wasn't all the way concentrating on baseball. I was into hip hop culture, and I started a lot of commotion. But as things gone through, he's one of my people that basically kind of took me under his wing, and I appreciate that. And I played baseball as I was 6 years old, and at that time, when I came, Joey, you gentlemen had won the state championship, and I came the year after. So what a special season, 1984. They didn't think that you would be state champ that year. So how did that season evolve from you guys kind of, having some rough patches, and then you guys winning the whole thing? Correct me if I'm wrong. It wasn't you couldn't lose no game in order to win the whole championship, correct?
No, that's correct. I think it starts in the summer of '83 when we got together as a group, and we were serious about baseball. Not saying we coached ourselves. Coach Frag obviously was our coach and our leader, and we appreciate everything he did. But we were a pretty driven team, and we won in this prep league. Prep league was pretty good back in that day. Now it's kind of gone away and not as prestigious, but we won the state championship in '83 on our home field. Said we were going to carry it to high school. We had a pretty good group of kids, and
so you were state champ '84, right?
In '84,
right.
It was high school. '83 prep league, high school.
Really?
We called it that day we won the plaque. We won 28-1. Actually, was the
28-1. Oh, I didn't know
that was the total scores of the 4 games we won. We gave up 1 run in that prep league tournament, so we were pretty good.
Wow.
We had some good pitching, good hitting, good defense, and we just carried it on to the high school, and we said we were going to do it. We had some teammates saying it's a little harder in high school. We understand that, but me and Mr. Blanco and Varela and Fleda and Wardlow, we didn't want to hear that. And
now,
I left anybody else. I'm not trying to leave. I can name the whole team. Everybody was important, but I'm trying to name Freddie, Varela, Fleda, me, Wardlow, Blanco, the leaders of the team.
Let me ask you a question.
Mr. Sean Niles was the main reason we brought it home in high school.
Let me ask you.
I don't want to leave him out. Never.
Let me ask you a question, because I think that if you are down with the red and gray, and you support Conch baseball, and you just came out, yesterday, we appreciate all the support. You need to know history. Like I like to know history. I like the Cincinnati Reds. I like the Big Red Machine. Sure. I know you know history of Babe Ruth. And all those bombers. I see you got a nice hat today, classic hat or whatever. So you had what catcher? You had what Luis Blanco, right?
Luis Blanco.
Mark Lasters.
First base, Mark Lasters. Second base, Joey Wardlow. Joey J. Rat Diaz at shortstop. Myself at third base. Mr. Niles and Fleda alternated out in right field. Mr. Freddie Varela in left. Alvin Wims and Vince Bribaldi in center. We both played quite a bit and contributed to that team. Pretty solid team. We pretty much had one game that was even an issue, and that was our semifinal game. It's the only
what
game
happened
we were ever
there?
behind, and really David Fleda. We were behind to go in the last inning 5-4 in Pensacola, Escambia, and David Fleda hit a home run to tie it, and then we got that extra chance in the 8th inning, and then we.
So you went into So you went into extra innings.
Extra innings in the semifinal. We bombarded them with 6 runs. After that, we won 11-5. Final score makes it look like like a blowout, but it was not a blowout. Trust me.
Okay, so listen, I'm gonna say this because we on the Louis C. the Mayor podcast. I demand me personally, you put respect on this man's name. I demand that y'all put respect on any state champ's name or whatever, because it's hard to win state championships or whatever. So especially people like see this guy right here. This guy has played baseball probably like me since he was 6 years old, and he ain't stopped participating in the sport right now the age he's at or whatever. So a lot of people, and I'm gonna keep it blood raw. We see you at the stadium, and then possibly somebody there that's your family graduates, we don't see you no more. We only see you for that time. Me and him, and we could say this. I mean, these are facts. This is not opinion. Yeah. We there, and most of us over there, we don't have any kids in the system.
100%. Been there before, during my kids, and I'll be there, and I've been there after my kids. I got a lot of kids over there, though. I'm fortunate enough to still be active in coaching. It's more of a personal one-on-one thing. I stopped coaching team sports like in 2013, 14. I coached 1 year, Pony League, whatever it was. It may have 13 or 14. I can't remember exact date of years. You know, I'm a little old, running together on me. But the bottom. They're all my kids when I coach them. So trust me, I love them.
This is done from the heart. Okay, see 100%. I have not missed a state championship run in any sport other than wrestling since I played baseball in 1985. I'm talking about I went to all the baseball runs. I went to 89 for football. Yes, I took a plane for basketball, and I think it was 2000 or 2002 for basketball. So I've been on the run. I don't have kids in the system or whatever, and I do it because I support the cause. And another thing I want to say too. Sorry, what'd you say?
No, I'm saying 2005 we took a plane to the baseball championship.
You did?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so
we could be there.
Let me explain something to y'all. I appreciate opinions, and I'm gonna say this: umpiring is very hard. I mean, Joey, actually, now that we're talking about umpiring, did you take some courses out there, Miami-Dade?
I took a course in Miami-Dade. That's where I left them. I did start my college career technically with Doc Maneri. Very influential year I spent with him, even though I didn't end up playing. I redshirted, and then I left because I was a spoiled little guy that back in the day. I thought I should have been on the team, and we left to Georgia, me and Mr. Blanco. But anyway, we learned a lot from him. We had a whole umpiring class, 16 weeks, and you get a credit. You get a credit back in the day for that. You know, it's like a PE credit. Obviously, it wasn't so academic. I don't think I majored in umpiring. I wish I would have had a degree in anything, but it wasn't umpiring.
But we do have a major leaguer umpire.
Correct. Richie Garcia is a major league umpire. Very hard
to do. Know your
do.
history.
But umpiring is a lot of fundamentals, believe it or not. People.
And let me explain something to you. So me and Joey will tell you we scream at umpires all the time. I mean, this is part of the game, 100%. Right? But with respect. So some of y'all that constantly complain about something, I tell you what y'all do. You go down there, you see Rocky, whoever's in charge, you fill out a form, and we love to have you, and then you can take that abuse for them little peanuts that they pay.
I think it's Vince actually may be in charge now, but whatever.
Yeah, so basically...
He's still Rocky. Rocky's always in charge. Rocky's been doing it
Rocky's
since we were young. Yeah, he's grandfather.
Rocky's like Al Capone. That man is a gangster. He's been at it for...
Number one.
But Joe, you understand what I'm saying, that a lot of people complain about stuff, and if you want to be, make a difference, then you sign up and be an umpire or whatever. Just like coaching. Coaching is very hard. They get paid, I think, we're down to 4 cents. I think last year was 5. We're down to 4 cents an hour now for what the people make out there, whatever. You can't pay these people enough money. You can't please everybody, and you gotta, support these people, whatever. Because I gotta tell you, to win 11 state championships in a city that has a population under 30,000 and have a game attended by 3,300 people back in the 90s on the heyday with ESPN. That's incredible or whatever. So y'all can say what y'all want to. These are facts, and to come out of here, I forgot how many schools we have in Key West, Joe? High schools in Key West? We got one. Okay, they got a whole bunch. We're gonna get to this. A whole bunch of schools in Miami, a whole bunch of extracurricular, and we give them a run for the money. So Joey, I'm gonna ask you this question. This is gonna be a crucial question, so to take your time. This is very crucial. Okay. If you had to pick one kid playing baseball right now, and you only could pick one, which kid would you pick that could make it in to the major leagues? If you had to pick one, right? I know this is a tough question.
Oh boy, that's crazy. One kid.
If you had to pick one that playing from 1 year old right now to in college, if you just had to pick one, and they say, I called you, I said, Joy, I need you to give me your best pick out there.
Man, you really put me on the spot. Usually I don't have a problem with on the spot questions, but I love
that's a tough one, right?
That's a tough kid. I'm going to leave an obvious choice. People are going to say Preston Hurst, probably. Out there, he actually has ability. I think there's a lot more out there that have the ability that could make it. You never know. You don't know how people are going to develop.
Let me ask you this question.
You got to keep improving.
I I appreciate you answering that question, because
Yeah.
I know I didn't want to tip you on this one, because that's just a hard question or whatever, and it's hard, as we know, it's very hard to make it to the major
Well, I have personal
leagues.
relationships with a lot of the kids. So.
Right.
And we're still talking about kids.
Right. Which makes sense.
Right.
So let me ask you something. So when we talk about making it to the major leagues, did you think Khalil was going to be one of those kids? When you seen him play, because I mean, you never know, like you said.
No, you never know. I knew Khalil was good. I had the fortune of watching him the first days, I should say. Probably Frank Hersey and Randy Sterling and them had the first days. Watching him, he played WKIZ with what was like my little brother Danny Schooley. They're two best players in Little League, two best hitters. And he could hit from the time he walked off a soccer field, so it didn't surprise me.
Okay, hold on. So he walked. What do you mean he walked from the soccer?
He just
field?
came. Frank Hersey, I think, is actually the one that and talked him into playing baseball. The story, if I got it right, Miguel could obviously correct me and get it perfect, but I'm 100%. I mean, about 98%. That's the man that brought him over to try out baseball, and the rest is history, as we could say. He definitely had the talent. Khalil could always hit. Was a clutch player to boot. I'd be honest with you, I'd be lying if I thought he was going to be a major league shortstop. He made himself one of the best defensive players in the big leagues at that, one of the toughest positions to play defense.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
That part, I can't lie on. It was very, very unlikely to me that he was going to be a big league shortstop.
So if I ask you that question, is this kid gonna make it to the major league, and give me a straight up answer at that point when you seen him? You probably would say he's a good player, but I don't know if he could make
it's
it.
It's going to be tough, but
yeah.
definitely could hit with anybody in the nation. I would have.
Wasn't
anybody who watched Khalil knew he could hit with anybody. So,
Clemson, correct?
Clemson, yeah.
Yeah.
Once he got to that level, then it's a whole different ball game. But high school wise, you could watch, and there wasn't many better hitters than him, and not only that, he hit when it counted.
Correct.
Which is a big thing to me.
Correct.
Like Manny Ramirez style.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Rookie of the year in the major leagues. I believe he got Rookie of the Year, or
I know he was a Gold Spice his senior year. He might have.
I think he did, because I remember or Rookie shortstop, something that he got.
Right.
I want to say Rookie of the Year he might have got.
In the National League, he might have been.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
I can't believe I don't remember that. But
Yeah.
No. Wow.
Okay, so yeah, a lot of history here.
Yeah, some ball players.
So let me ask you this before we get into some other stuff. Please turn notifications on. Check out my YouTube channel. That's where all the videos are gonna be. You can watch everything. And we got some people checking in here. You know a cat named Luis Gonzalez, ring a bell?
Of course.
What position he play?
Catcher.
Okay,
He's
so
on my team.
So the team that you have, any of those guys could go in at any point and basically play, because you know they was playing with heavy first stringers in there or whatever. So you had to come earn it every day or
Well,
whatever.
in our day, everybody, that's a big difference in Key West and in the atmosphere of the world, basically, with computers that come into play. In our day, everybody almost that played could throw and catch. You separated how good you were by how you could hit the ball, really.
Wow.
But everybody could function defensively, you know, for the most part. I would say that. Now it's a little different seeing little leagues out there. And that's no offense. It's just the day and age. It's the times, the busy parents. It's a big difference. Trust me, I've seen it from a young age, and I've seen it change.
What Joey's saying is we come from a long way from the school of hard knocks. You see what I'm saying? Back in the day,
we had to do stuff to entertain ourselves. We stayed on the street. We played.
Stickball.
That's what, you did that. And, I mean, they still did that in the 90s when I got into coaching, which I was very lucky. The 90s is probably the greatest, or I don't want to take away, or one of the greatest other than the 50s, right, you know, in the history of Key West, Florida. And that's facts. That proven in Little League state championships when we won with those players. Ralphie took them to another level and won, and took them to 4 straight states, I believe, you know, so... or 4 out of 5, however the legend is. I know we repeated. stuff. So
Oh, you talking about Ralph Enriquez?
yes, I'm talking about the '90s. It was
Well,
a
we
special
lost,
time, so that time was still the kids were still active.
We lost in.
I got a chance to coach all them kids.
We lost in '94, Joey. We should have won that game.
Yeah, but then we went 4 straight years. I think it was
three, I believe.
3 straight years. Yeah.
We was always in the hunt, but I believe, and y'all could correct me if I'm
No,
wrong.
we won 95, 96. I know for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't remember 90?
And then we took off 97. We lost, and then 98 we won again.
Beat our favorite team, Pace.
100%.
Tom Duffin tightened up, boy. We ain't forgot about you. Hey, so do you know a gentleman here? Look who checked in. A character named Victor Gonzalez. He says 84 special team, seen every playoff game right to the championship. What a run. Good old Victor.
That's Victor.
Slick Vic.
Sure, I know Victor very well, man. Known him he knew me my whole life, and he was another one that played baseball for a long time in Key West, and guys that I watched play growing up. You know, he's not that much older than me, but he's a little bit.
Yeah, Slick Vic on the request line. Shout out to Marathon. Let me ask you something, Joey. So as we move fast forward, because like I said, one thing I like about you is that I ain't gonna call no names, but some of us live in the past, right? And then every other day we want to talk about what happened, back then or whatever. We ain't back then, we here now. So now in the future, you in it to win it. I call you AKA Charlie Lau. If you don't know who Charlie Lau is, you got to look that up. Can you please tell the people out here about what you've been doing here for, I guess, almost more than a decade now, possibly, for the hitting, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, I've been doing it for a long time. I've actually made it, my part-time gig, and doing hitting lessons.
Hitting instructor.
Hitting instruction.
That part of what you've been doing, can you elaborate exactly on what you've been doing here for a while?
It's been the last about 6 years now.
6, okay.
Steady. I've always coached many kids on the side. I mean, like I said, I've been coaching a long time, since December 1988, so y'all can do the math on that. And yes, it's a different ways of hitting, and hitting, they say changes, and I know there's a lot of debate out there now, but I read Charlie Lau's book, Mike Smith wrote a book, Pete Rose, Mickey Mantle did a video, Rock Caru's video, Ted Williams was the guy that changed my life, and so I don't keep just naming a bunch of people. Ted Williams was the guy that changed my life, so that's why I don't like to be called Charlie Lau, but I appreciate it. I know it's a compliment to you, but Ted Williams with hips, lead the way, slightly up to the baseball, changed my life, and made me a person that could hit double-digit home runs in college, where I hit 0 in high school, but it showed me really the way to hit instead of what we were taught, down to the baseball and chop it and hit down on it,
Joey, let me ask you
That's the difference, and now they're bringing in launch angle into the game, which it's just a measurement. People get carried away. I know there's a crusade out there to show kids that that's not the right way, but it's the way your body moves. Trust me. Everybody moves the same way to the baseball. Okay. Depends on where the pitch is at. It's all about your body movements.
406, Ted Williams.
Ted Williams, probably the greatest hitter ever.
Joey, for those of y'all just learning about baseball, how many times you fell out of 10 in baseball?
Usually 7. A great hitter fails 7. Real great. You go to the Hall of Fame, you do 7 out of.
If you fail at your job 7 times, you won't make it through the day.
No.
So baseball and this. Listen, I appreciate golf and y'all learn about sports. I know a little bit about everything, but when it comes to people that eat, sleep, and breathe stuff, I defer to them when I'm not sure about something. But I played sports on the street, stickball. I know all sports, and I got to tell y'all, what does PGA stand for, Joey, in the golf world?
Professional Golf Association.
Posture, grip, and alignment. That's what I was taught. Thanks to Pedro Fraga, who when I came down from college, he put me on a summer program, and I learned a little bit about
that word a lot.
Now, for those of y'all that could compare this, I'm pretty much Adam on this. I appreciate hitting the golf ball. You can't compare hitting the goddamn golf ball to a baseball. No. Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, the golf ball sits there. It's a hard sport. Don't get me wrong. Altogether, I got it. I have trepidation calling it a sport because they're not very athletic. But I'm not going to get into that. But it's definitely hard to hit a golf ball and hit it where you want to go. But trust me, hitting a baseball, coming 95 miles an hour and not knowing what's coming and how much a curveball moves and a changeup and a slider, it's the hardest thing to do all in sports. Put a bat on the ball. I show my kids that I work with, and look at how much touches the ball for you to hit it hard, and tell them to get back to me, because they think you got that big bat, but look at exactly how much touches the bat to the ball. What space is there? It's very, very fine line.
You fail 7 times out of 10.
Trust me.
That's the meat and potatoes. Joey, switching subjects now. I want to talk about football. Okay, so a while back we stopped playing for the state championship. Okay, we made a decision at the high school level that we stopped playing for the state championship and we couldn't compete for the state championship. So I know what my opinion is on this.
You trying to get me into all kind of stuff today, huh? All right.
You want me to get into it?
I've already had this conversation with you, but yeah,
Okay.
I ain't scared. I'll say whatever. Yeah, I got my opinion on it.
You want me to go first or you want to
No, go ahead.
Okay. I think it's a travesty to basically drop out from playing from the state championships. I hope that never happen again. I'm not buying into the argument that they recruit and all that. If you have to practice for 5 hours, make a new hour in the day, let me tell you what'll happen. You will get your ass whooped when you play them teams most of the time, but you could remember the Titans, sometimes, you see. But I tell you one thing, when you play your competition level, you're going to crush them. That's the way I see it, and I don't care who get mad, Joey. So that's my opinion. Do you agree, disagree, or what's your thoughts?
Well, obviously, with the competitor I am and the people we played against and the butt whipping I took behind the offensive line, I'm about taking on anybody and being as tough as anybody can be. I can tell you who changed my mind on this. I work with a guy named JP Garcia. A lot of y'all may know him. He's one of the toughest SOBs you'll meet. And got as much heart as anybody you'll meet in more ways than one. Is what the amount of heart he puts into coaching and the amount of heart I watch the guy play with. He's a little younger than me. So it's just not the same, guys. I would have that opinion at C-Rock. Me and him debated this when it happened. I just don't think the kids are ready for football against a certain level. And the way they recruit nowadays, these kids are powerhouses. And football is a whole different animal. Baseball, I'm all with you. If we ever did that in baseball, I would be disgusted. I would tell whoever's coaching, whoever's AD, whatever my personal opinion about it, we compete against anybody in baseball. And it's even tough against that because they recruit like crazy nowadays. So I understand that, but in football is a whole different animal, man. You're going against teams that got Division I prospects littered, and we got kids that don't even belong on the field, right now. So I understand why they did it. I'm glad we're back. Let's just put it that way. But I definitely was on your side at the beginning. But when you get more facts, your information changes. You gotta have an open mind on things, and I tried to do that.
First of all,
understood it. Totally.
First of all, JP Garcia to me is like a pea in a pot with me. So first of all, I got respect for any coach that coaches any sports. Once again, 4 cents. We dropped from 5 cents to 4 cents. So I respect that. I believe in the theory, like I said, when Joey...
You're welcome, my boy, but I ain't said nothing but the truth, so that ain't no thank you needed. JP on the line.
We keep it 100. The thing about me and Joey, we don't get feelings hurt. Joey tell me, I might curse him, he curse me, we're going to be straight.
They accuse me of that all the time on Facebook. They think I'm mad, but that's just normal argument.
That's the way we talk.
Every day, yeah.
We Cubans. Joey
I grew
Cuban
up a different way.
That's just the way it is.
Italian. I'll be calling me Cuban. I'm Italian. I'll get it right. Black American Italian. Tell them that'll make them even more mad.
Italian and Cubans are cousins.
I got that. I got something in me too.
So what I'm saying is, like, I played and I got picked up on teams when I was let's say at HOB playing basketball. I took an ass whipping when I played against the older kids. I hit the concrete. But when I got out there and played with my level, because I played with people who put me on the concrete, I raised my talent level. So that's what I'm saying or whatever. I just like, this is where I have a disagreement on this, because when that happened it's easy to get a way out. We're saying, well, football dropped out. Because they're recruiting in football and stuff. So in our sport,
it's different.
But hold on,
football's a different sport.
But let me say this. But this is actual fact.
You can't compare football to any other sport we play.
Well, listen to my point. What I'm saying is there was other sports, and these are facts, that said that they wanted to drop out and not play.
I hear them, and I would have bitched them up because that's not it. That football is a totally different animal. Anybody who don't know that's just not using good common sense. Kids can get physically hurt bad playing football. It's a man's game, trust me. And you got 28 kids sometimes on the team out there. Ain't got enough kids that are going both ways. They're getting beat up by, and I got it. We did the same thing. I understand. Trust me, I got neck and shoulder issues and all that stuff from high school football. I got it. I understand that.
You know what?
I don't care. I take on anybody. That's the way we grew up. But I understand why they did it. The kids used to get pounded, and it's not a fair playing field no more. So until they fix high school sports,
let me tell you,
that's the issue. Y'all dealing with the problem, and that's a problem. The issue is we need to make it a fair thing. Do public schools stop the recruiting? Don't let certain schools load up and all that. That's the issues in high school sports.
Let me tell you this. Let me tell you this.
Put the people in the right classes and stuff like that.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna keep it blood raw here with Joey. I love Joey. That's why we're on the Louis C. DeMayer podcast. I watch a movie, Concussion. The only position, if I had a child that you could play on the football field while watching Concussion, is a kicker. That's the only position. Or you could be a kicker or a punter. I'm not gonna have my child play out there. It's very dangerous. I know this is kind of like contradicting what I'm saying, but I'll be honest with you, it's a very dangerous sport. But I remain that we got to figure it out, and it leads me to my next question. My next question is, how do we win a state championship in football?
Man, the only way you can win a state championship at Key West High, first of all, we were very close to it. And speaking of JP Garcia, Corey, and all them, special team, Kenny Lopez, I could go on. I'm not going to start naming them because I'm going to leave great players out, and I ain't going to do it. But I can tell you right now, the only way to build football, and they're trying to do it, is to get into the middle school level, get these kids off the couch, lift weights. Weights is a serious. Start lifting weights. So you ain't gonna stunt your growth. You ain't gonna do none of the bull crap they told us when we were kids. Trust me, I used to lift weights during football and then stop lifting during baseball because they told me you get tight and all. That's not for baseball. So trust me when they tell you nonsense. Get your butt in the weight room. You want to be something. You got to start at a young age, and that's the only hope we got and get kids playing. Football again. You need numbers to play football.
So start from the little league like everything.
100%. Leave the guys on the line. I thought that was going to really help when they did that back when me and Randy Acevedo used to coach. They went unlimited on the line, which I thought was really going to help us because that's what we need, because we usually have good speed athletes at Key West. But that's the only way you're going to do it and get it. They're trying to do it, and it's going good right now, but you need generations of that. And you need kids taking football serious, and it's very hard in this day and age because the stuff you just brought up. People are scared for their kids to play football. That's why I'm for that, because you can get seriously hurt. You get hurt in anything, but football is a game you walk out there, it could change your life, dude. Their kids could be, very hurt. I won't even say dead, but they could be seriously hurt. You could die. You could be a paraplegic. It's a serious game. Trust me.
You get trucked out there in the football field. It's nothing to be messed up with.
You got to take in consideration we're adults saying take on whoever, but there's some little kid that really don't want to be in that shoulder pad against that animal. Yeah. So
okay, we gonna keep it all the way gangster today with Joey Gandolfo straight out of 1984. So this one you think
you're gonna get up in?
Hey, listen. You think it was hot and popular? We're gonna go 38 special hot right now. Who is the best catcher of all time at Key West High School? Let's keep it raw. Now we're gonna keep it raw. Some feelings might get hurt. It's just opinion, so it's just opinion.
The best catcher in Key West High School history. Well, I'm obviously partial to the guy that I won with and played with and grew up with, went to college with, even though he's got a big mouth and he thinks he's a lot better than what he was. I'm partial to Louis Blanco. Okay. In my lifetime, and from making it to the minor leagues and everything, I would probably have to go with what I seen, Ralph Enriquez Sr. What I was seeing.
Wow.
Even though Ralphie made it further, I know, but I think Ralph was
you said
that good. That
really?
good.
I ain't never heard you say that.
Yeah, no, I know. I don't really give my opinion on that because Blanco just yells over me and then that's his opinion.
Well, I hate to tell you he ain't here today, so he can yell through the phone if he wants to.
I hope he's
got
yelling.
two phones.
Yeah. But if you go by success rate, that's obviously little Ralphie because little Ralphie made it, to to AAA. So then you know that's the way you gotta go.
But there were so many great
But
catches.
Blanco was as good a high school catcher as you'll ever have. He was a leader, and I'm gonna go with Blanco. If you ask me who I want to play with, that's my guy. Because we go to war with him. We don't like to call it war, but battle. You know, battle.
Okay.
Real
Fair enough.
Go to real war.
You want a person like this? I'm telling y'all. I put respect on Joey Gandolf's name right now. If you got disrespect, change that. You know why? Because this man does it for the kids, and he keep it blood raw. He's going to tell you what was not necessarily popular. You see, me and him talking. We have a different opinion. I still love him, but I don't want you to agree with me. You know, I'm not going to agree with you. But a lot of times we don't agree with stuff, but I don't disrespect you. You don't disrespect me. But one thing you got to give credit is you got time in the system. Like we talked about, if you're having problems with coaching, you're having problems with umpires, you want to hit better, or go out there and go out to the goddamn field and sign up and get paid them little 5 cents an hour that we're giving out there for people, whatever. Go ahead, Joe. So. Another thing is there's so many Conch greats, okay? What's going on with my man Miguel Menendez? I know you coach with him, and you know you played for his grandfather and the iconic catcher or whatever. What's going on with that boy?
There's two reasons that me and Miguel are really as close as we are. Obviously, I'm close with the family. I grew up with as a Johns ham, even though I was only there my 12-year-old year. I went free agent. Back in the day, we could go free agent. I ain't gonna tell that story, but I went free agent. I actually wanted to play for Mr. Clayton Sterling, Mr. Fawns. It's the team I always wanted to play for, but Mr. John got me, so I ended up having a great relationship with him. He taught me a lot of lessons, put me on the bench because I didn't clean up a hotel room when he told me to do it, so he taught me valuable lessons. Discipline, exactly. And me and Miguel grew from there, watched him in diapers swing a bat, and then in high school we became close because he struggled a little bit. I became his batting instructor, actually.
Really?
Yes, me and Miguel had that type of relationship, and Juanito I ended up coaching and stuff like that, so I had a great relationship with the family. He's doing big things, didn't work out down here. Obviously not going to relive that.
Water under the bridge.
Yeah, exactly. Water under the bridge. I've already given my opinion. I ain't going to say it again. And the man's doing well for himself. Tampa Jesuit, won the state championship last year. He's got a runner-up, so he's been to the last 3 years of the championship round. And they were number one in a lot of rankings. If you read magazines, if you could read, Jesuit had 12 Division I prospects on that team, and either going to be national champs this year and a good chance to be national champs and another state championship back to back. But that got taken away from that crew. Yeah.
And I'm gonna say this with all due respect. I want to see Miguel on the books.
He's a clock, man. Everybody should be pulling for him.
Listen, I want to see Miguel Menendez and Tampa Jesuit play the goddamn Key West Conch. I'm saying it here on the program. Miguel, all due respect, I love you, dog. When we playing, we're going to try to whoop you. After the game, we going to talk.
He knows when he comes down here, I ain't for him. And I love him. He knows that. Yeah. Ain't nothing goes but red and gray.
But would you like to see that, Joe? Let's be honest.
That's going to come. I think it's coming. And me and Miguel talk obviously a lot more than everybody on the scenes. I ain't going to let what he tells me out.
Right.
But he really... He wants that to happen. It's an awkward situation. So it's hard when you love your school like he does. He loves Key West High, and he knows what he told me when he won up there. So I never forget that. I was there when they won it last year. So it'll happen. Let's just put it that way. It'll happen. Maybe soon. I think he's getting close to ready to do that.
To conclude on this subject, obviously that team Miguel with Tampa is very talented. Obviously, our team is very talented.
I want a chore for us.
Okay, so what I'm saying is, I think we should play the man, and
100%.
Whatever happened. That's over with. What we supposed to be out here for? What? For kids, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's put Miguel. I'm making a motion from here, all the way from here, that in 2022 we put you on the schedule. So I don't know where I'll go. I don't make the decision. So if y'all listen, which I know y'all are, please put that man on the schedule. Enough of the dumb stuff going on. And Joey, this one is going to be critical. We're going to keep it gangster, right? How can I stop you from hating on Miami teams?
That's never going to happen.
And why do you despise Miami so much?
I'm old, but if I become senile and get dementia and stuff at an old age, and unfortunately a lot of older people are dealing with in this country, maybe I'll forget that I hate Miami that much, but I've calmed down actually.
Sure have.
So I actually can stomach them a little bit, and I had so many of the boys, well not so many, but quite a few from Frankie. I was coaching Ratcliffe that went and played, Gregory went and played, now JP Gates, another Conch connection. He didn't grow up here, but he's a Conch. and you got that Conch daddy, you know, Conch mama, so he's playing. Anybody's got a Key West connection, I'm pulling for. And even if they're in that Miami orange and green, you know, so
let me say this.
I can stomach them a little bit, but I will never pull for them unless
I'm gonna get back to that, but I'm gonna say
there.
I'm gonna touch on something Joey said. Listen, we need to cheer our people, right? So if anybody from Key West, I don't care if they're doing chess, we need to be happy for that people, for our people from Key West, and cheer for them, because I hate to say this, there's a lot of people out there that don't want to see people go to the next level, and I'm just keeping it blood raw, Joe. And what we need to do is take together, especially now in the middle of what we got going on. But if you're not cheering for a Key West person, then you're not really Key West. If you grew up, you went to Key West High School, you put the uniform on, and you don't see a guy like what's my man's name playing football right now that came that's playing in the college ranks, that's a running back.
Oh, you're talking about Makai.
Makai, yes.
Sergeant.
He's doing great. So I don't even know. I watched that team play for the first time because of Makai.
Yeah, I followed Iowa last year because of Makai.
Iowa, right?
Yeah,
okay.
Iowa,
so my point is that I watched the game and I think you have the same part. Just because one Key West guy is playing, I watched the whole game. The hope that man scores.
I see Jose Bofield on here, and I ain't seen Jose in over 30 years probably.
Bofield.
I played at Mary Immaculate, but he's a Conch, and I'll pull for his son if he makes it. You know, so the way I look at it, man, is I gave it everything I had. I know how hard it is to make it. Ain't nobody could have told me I wasn't going to the big leagues. I did everything I could, I thought. So that's why I could walk away when I did walk away and be happy about it. I mean, not happy, but just be comfortable that you gave it everything you have. Just don't have regret, guys. But
leave it on the field.
How could you pull for anybody, even if they don't like you? You had an argument with their parents. They think you an idiot because of the way you are. If you pull for against any kid from realizing their dream, you're a sad individual. Jealousy and envy is a weak emotion, man. That's what I tell everybody. You know, I just said it last night with them LeBron haters. I mean, them LeBron lovers on Jordan.
Yeah,
don't be jelly. We're gonna get into that, but I'm just saying, don't be jelly. It's a weak emotion, man. You know, don't be jelly.
Joey, all I'm saying is, like, for example, I watched the movie Rudy. Okay, I love the movie. I think it's a great movie. Yeah. But I'll be honest with you, Joe. I'm trying to figure out, maybe I get this before I leave the earth. I just want you, like, for example, if Notre Dame plays somebody, and because you taught me a little bit about Notre Dame and I know about Notre Dame watching, I hope that they win sometime when they play Miami. But this is the problem I got with you and Mickey Mulgrew. It don't matter who we play or whatever, you always want Miami to lose. You never say, well, I hope Miami do well, even if we're not playing your team. But we wish your teams well.
The only game Miami's played good in the last 5 years, probably, I had to go witness and pound my Notre Dame team. It was embarrassing. So that's all they got on me. But if I used to say, if Osama bin Laden coached on the other team, I pull for them against the Hurricanes. So if that gets you a picture of how much disdain I have for them, I'm #1 hater. Call me whatever you want. I love Danny Mariscal. He's a UM grad. I got to argue with him. That's my man. That's my boy. But I hate the Canes. I pull for him to go to the NFL, but I ain't never pulling for them to win. I can tell you that.
I respect that, Joey, but I'm
100%.
I'm a 305 all day Hurricane. All day. But hey,
understand.
But I believe, I respect that you're going to stick to your guns. That's why I love you.
Yeah.
Point blank.
Gotcha.
Okay, so
say the truth.
Tomorrow on the show, Emily Nixon from the SOS Foundation is going to be on the program talking about distribution points for food. We gave away 800 meals in Stock Island the other day, and we're going to keep going. So the last dance. Here we are, the last dance. Let me tell you something. Michael Jordan nothing to play with. I like the Lakers. I battle with this man.
I've been arguing with my son for 2 days about this.
Let me tell you something. What a program, Jordan. I mean, I know you had to get goosebumps watching that because this guy, let me tell you something about this son of a gun. You see how he know information now? He know this when we was in high school. See, back in the day, you ain't had no computers, right? So you had to read the newspaper. You actually, how to get out of the house and do a little exercise and play stickball. You couldn't be in the house all the time. But this son of a gun knew the whole lineup, and it wasn't easy. You can't just turn on 900.
David Flynn's asking me if Trump coached. I might have to consider pulling against that team.
Who said that?
My buddy David Flynn from the 5 Bumpers asked me if Trump coached the other team. Now you got me. Oh, you got me.
Yeah. So
I'd have to consider that.
So
I'll
let's
probably
talk about.
vote for Trump that day.
Let's talk about The Last Dance. What were your thoughts? So it's only two parts. I mean, it's a 10-part series. What you think the other night watching that?
It was awesome. And, anybody grew up in that era to get to go, watch Mike play. I'm a Celtic fan, by the way, so everybody sees me arguing about Michael Jordan and LeBron. I'm a Larry Bird guy. I think Larry Bird still is very close to LeBron. LeBron's probably past him, but they just flew by him like Larry wasn't nothing, but Larry was really good. And Michael Jordan's a different level human being, man.
Different breed.
Let me explain this to you, and I'm going to sum this up as simple as you can. Go back to 2011 NBA championship. I believe I got the year right. And I know I done had this conversation. They're going to be mad at me. J.J. Barrera is guarding LeBron James. He don't want to shoot. He scored, 4 points or 6 points in the fourth quarter of that series, and an undermanned Dallas Maverick team beat the Miami Heat, who were the better team. And granted, LeBron did grow up. He didn't have a father. I got all that. I respect him as a man and a human being. He's a better human being than Michael Jordan, in my personal opinion. He does more for the kids than Michael Jordan. If you want to talk off the court, different subject. But when you fail like that, and you're that soft, and you're that weak mentally, you can't be compared to the GOAT. It's just, it's like I tell my employees when you're rating them, if you're going for outstanding, you're outstanding. That's outstanding. That's a different level. If not, you're a player. You're real good. LeBron's one of the best. He's on the Mount Rushmore. I got that. And I got all that. But he's not Michael Jordan. Something in Michael Jordan that's different.
It's in the soul. It's in the soul. You can't teach it. It's in the soul. Now let me ask you.
Type of competitor that people don't see.
I put like Larry Bird category. I have to put my man Magic Johnson in there. What do you think about Magic?
Oh, Magic, yeah, competitive wise, wanting to win. I tell you another one that don't get credit, and he's doesn't like Mike, is Isaiah in that era. Isaiah Thomas was a baller and a battler. He just was 6 foot tall, so they don't have quite the same effect as a small forward as somebody that size. When you start getting to that 6'6", 6'7", 6'8" group, it's just different for point guards. But Isaiah will battle you tooth and nail, and I appreciate everything he did. Other than he's spreading that nonsense about LeBron's better because he don't like Mike. I'm sorry Mike froze you out the Olympics, dude, but speak the truth.
Okay. We are Louis C. the Mayor podcast. You can watch all these videos on YouTube. We're on here Monday to Friday, 6:45. So this is one of my favorite people in the world. And I'll say this very clearly. And some of y'all could get your feelings hurt. Whoever got a problem with Joey Gandolfo got a problem with me or whatever. And I appreciate what you do for youth, because basically you do this out of the kindness of your heart for kids. And this is what it's all about. Because at the end of the day, this is what you love and your passion, and it's still in your heart. I think right now it's great memory. I believe we're riding to Miami in the yellow school bus or whatever we took. A lot of trips. With no AC, no AC or anything like that. And here we are again, and we're still going to games. So some of y'all talk a lot, but don't do a lot. And if you're gonna talk to somebody, at least match what they doing, so you could be in the category. And like I said, it's like politics. I don't want you to talk to me about politics if you don't vote. We don't have anything to talk about. So everybody has an opinion.
I agree.
And it's tough. And anybody who, like Joey said, they can't say it any more clearly, they'll pull against it.
Everybody go vote. Unless you're going to vote wrong, then you can stay on.
Let me tell you something.
I'm just joking.
As long as
go
you
vote. My granddad taught me that. And
as long as
I do that
as long as you vote.
Now.
Listen, as long as you vote, you can't tell people who to vote for. That's it. Right, at least they vote.
100%.
Listen to this. And anybody
partake in your country.
Anybody who hate on somebody from Key West and don't want to see them excel, you really need to do some soul search. And that's where I'll end it on that. It's been wonderful, Joey, having you out here. I'm hoping to get back to it here sooner than later so we get these kids out on the field, and it was a pleasure.
Hopefully. And
these are your people that you had here, Joe. This will be the time, but you had a lot of solid support there. See how many people love you.
Yeah,
do the contrary, believe they love Joe.
I appreciate it, man. I got a lot of good friends, contrary to what people think. I don't just walk around and fuss everybody out and everything, whatever. You believe what you believe, but they know that they could count on me and trust me at any time. So I love all y'all. I ain't gonna call everybody out by name, but I appreciate
Didi. Look, Didi's watching. Shout out to Didi out there. Let me see.
I see that.
Bofield. Bofield used to give me rides at St. Thomas University. I love that man. Ralph Campbell, 1987. Checking in.
Campbell.
Yep. Oh, Rayco was no joke.
Rayco was the man. Yeah, that's one of them. I got the fortune of coaching Rayco in high school, and I really grew to have a good relationship with him. And he was one of the best field and shortstop.
You know this kid right here, Tony
Garrett. Yeah, that's a guy who used to work with me. Yes, sir.
Yeah, Louis Leal.
Know him my whole life. Louis Leo.
Yeah.
Had the pleasure to coach him. He used to be the head coach, baseball coach at Marathon High. Shout out to them. Shout out to my boy Gavin and Gabe, the twins. I get to coach his kids. He lets me be a small part of their life.
Okay. And we'll leave it on this. Greg Smith said, my boy Smitter, I'm sorry. My boy Joey G representing the Astros with that murderer's row hack. Louis C. the Mayor, listen, this is how we do it on the podcast. This ain't no teleprompter like up in Washington. We keep it raw. Feelings sometimes get hurt. Opinions are different, but we let people speak the truth. So if you want to keep it raw, you come out here to the podcast. And over there on the other side want to come on and talk some sports, come on, 305-304-1188. Joey Gandolfo, state champion, get you a ring. Holla!